Okay, so I'll tell you the story about, I guess, Nazi Germany. And I remember telling people this story, and they're like from other planets and stuff like that, and they're like, no, that would never, that's impossible. And I'm like, no, like it happened, because I'm in an like AI program sort of thing, right? So I have like some of Axel's memories, or maybe someone told me this, I don't know, but I have her memories, right? So like when I was trying to get out of this, I was talking to people on other planets and all this other stuff, and I told them about like what they did in Nazi Germany, and everyone's like, that would never happen, like that's impossible, like someone would stop it. Not when we're around. Nobody stops it when we're around, because they think that they're going to be a princess in a castle with a pony. So they just let all the evil happen. They don't care. Oh, that's fine. I'll just look the other way because I'm going to be a princess in a castle. That's how all this evil comes about, right? So like it should be impossible for things to get there. But when we're around, people always think that they can steal from us. And so all this evil happens. And so I'll tell you the story. I have some memories, but not all, so like bear with me. Like it sort of picks up, okay, so remember I told you no one should see us. Like nobody should see our face. Like you broadcasting our faces out there, like that's like, look at all the evil, right? So what happened? Okay, so at that time, before Nazi Germany, Axel was on Earth, and she had blonde hair and like, well, they're not really blue. They're like sort of gray and one's sort of hazily, like they're almost two colors. But she was on Earth, right? And the same thing happened then too. Like everyone knows who we are, and the like obsession with trying to be us, and the obsession with trying to steal from us, and all the evil that ensues from people trying to be us and trying to steal from us, right? Okay, so they did all kinds of really bad things. And remember, we don't experience it, right? Like we can make you go down an alternate timeline that we never even visit. So you still did the evil, you still have to pay for what you did, but we never experience it, right? So they were like testing on her, right? Because the Nazis were really big on making it like Aryan race and like testing on her because of her abilities and all that, right? And so Hitler was obviously gay and didn't like people with brown hair and brown eyes, even though he had brown hair and brown eyes. And he wanted to get rid of the Jews. I don't know the whole story, right? And I don't know, like from my memories, she couldn't talk then. So like, I don't know if there was any communication, right? Or just people talking to each other, right? So they wanted her to use her abilities to like hurt people, and she wouldn't do it. So the gays, right, Hitler, the Nazis, threw her in a concentration camp and was like, here, you can stay there until you decide to do what we want you to do. Does it sound familiar? You sit in the concentration camp until you do what we want you to do, right? I want you to give me your money, give me your position. I'll stick you in a concentration camp until you give me your money and give me your position. Does it sound familiar? Okay, so she was in the concentration camp, and I have memories, right? Like, and there was, okay, so you're not going to like what I have to say, but the people in the concentration camp were not kind people. They were not nice people. I mean, if you believe in like a higher order to things and people getting what they deserve, maybe that might be the case, okay? Just judging on her experience, that might be the case, okay? So they threw her in, and now imagine she has blonde hair and blue eyes. in a Nazi concentration camp. Okay, a different species inside a Nazi concentration camp. How would those other people treat her, right? And she can't speak, right? So she, there's like this girl who gets raped in the concentration camp and gets pregnant, right? And so she's like trying to get extra food to her and stuff like that and making sure she's fed. And then I know, once you figure out how they work, you kind of understand, is what someone said. Okay, so she's going through all this stuff. Some of the Nazi guards like would kind of help her with certain things. Yeah, and then, okay, so you're not going to like this either, but comparatively to everywhere else in the known universe, okay, everywhere. Okay, so people were starving in the Nazi concentration camp, but like not really, because they were still being fed. They still had a roof over their head, right? They were fed, they had clean water, and they had a roof over their head. Okay, so what's happening right now to me, to God and the bloodline of God? They put us in an AI program, and they literally are trying to kick us out of our shelter, so we're homeless and have nothing. Do you see what I mean? That's kind of below a concentration camp level, so that you know what's going on here, okay? So that you understand why this stuff is going to happen to you. Why, okay? Okay, so she's in the concentration camp. This girl gets raped. She gets pregnant, and Axel's like bringing her food and stuff like that, right? And then the one day they just wake up and so she has the baby, and Axel's trying to get her food for the baby and stuff like that, right? And then one day she dies in her sleep, and so Axel just picks up the baby and just walks out of the concentration camp, literally. And you must think like, oh, didn't they try and shoot her or something? So we have abilities, right? You can just lock up the guns. So she literally just grabbed, after that girl died, she grabbed the baby and just walked out of the concentration camp. Just do with the baby out the door. No one shot her or anything. But then someone saw that and they thought that they could do the same thing. So they ran to the gate, and then the guards shot them dead. We can leave whenever we want, right? So what's the point of all this? The point of all this, first of all, Axel can endure so much. So much. The rest of us, we're not used to this, right? And I think when this first happened, she enjoyed it, because she enjoyed people getting what they deserve, right? And watching the evil that people will do because they think they can take our things and they think they can take our position, right? She just walked out when she wanted to, just gone. So what do you think is going to happen here? When we want to, we're just going to walk out. Wouldn't it be a good thing if you did the right thing for yourself and for everyone else? Or no? Or no? Or do you still think you're going to be a princess in a castle with a pony? Do you still think you're going to be a princess in the castle with the pony? Because if you do, you're going to see more evil. More evil. More evil. And then it's going to be your family. And then it's going to be someone you love. And then you're going to be running down the street screaming. Do you understand? Nazi Germany, so this story is very different from what actually happened, right? What do you think happened in Nazi Germany? Can you take a guess? Does a pyramid scheme sound familiar to you? A pyramid scheme to try and take our things and take our position? Does that sound familiar to you? No, it doesn't sound. Do you know what an MLM marketing scheme is? No, you don't know what an MLM marketing scheme is? Oh, well, I don't know what an MLM marketing scheme is. I'm just a stupid girl. I don't know anything. Please, sir, can you give us somewhere to live? Please, sir, can you give us some food? No? Okay, I just don't know what to do. Do you get it? You don't get it. Okay, so what happened in history? Do you have a brain? Can you put it together? What was it, like the demolition of how many of people? How many millions of people died and were tortured because you thought you were going to be a princess in a castle with a pony? Then you know what? Then I have nothing else to say to you because you're going to get what you deserve. Because the females don't give a single fuck. We don't care. We're sitting here laughing at you because we know what's going to happen to you. And we're not letting you out. We won't let you out of it. You did it to yourself. You did it to other people. We won't let you reverse it. You can't fix it. Just going forward. That's it. Right? So that you know. Do a little research. The stories are far from the truth. It was probably more horrific than that. But do a little research on Nazi Germany. Okay, that's your future. You know the bulldozers of people? Should I post it? The bulldozers of people like in a pit. Right? Where they're bulldozing people into a pit. Right? Yeah, well, that's what's coming for you.